Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this past week's trades and the weekly recap. Before I get started in the recap, I just want to say I did finish the week with 17 wins, 5 losses for a win rate of 77.27%. For a win rate, it's not too bad. I mean, I'm under my 80% goal, but after last week, I did do a little better than I thought I would. But I did make a couple mistakes here and there, but we'll go over that when we go through the trade recap. So if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in this bio section of social media. Be sure to please like the video and subscribe to the channel. These videos take a lot of my time to do, and I do them so you guys can learn. So I would appreciate if you would subscribe and like the video. So with that said, you can go on my Twitter and you can see the timestamps of the calls on the plays. Now Monday, I started with 3 wins and 1 loss. Let's see, the first one was Disney. For some reason I have SPY up. Make sure that everything's recording properly. Sometimes my mouse doesn't like to show up. Okay, it's showing up pretty good. So, okay, I had Disney puts at 9:36 on the 28th. Now, as you can see, I'm watching this right here on Disney. Head and shoulders going into Monday. Right here, you get the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder right here. So I was watching that on the hourly. Now I was also looking at from on the hourly, the 14th. This is where it had previous resistance, and the support was right here, the 170, 750 area. So when it broke that area, it just collapsed. So I did grab 9:36. I grabbed it right here after this big red candle. Now I like to wait. Well, normally I like to wait out the first 10 minutes because you get the fake outs, like, well, like right here it looked like it was going to break out, then it just got slammed. So, and you have to watch for that because that happens a lot. That's why I like waiting out the first 10 minutes. And even then sometimes that doesn't work. So you just have to adjust to the fake outs. So the fake outs can be brutal in the morning. So with that said, I grabbed the I mean, I should have grabbed it right here, but it's opening candle. I don't like that, like I said. So I grabbed it right here below the 200 EMA. They grabbed 175 puts at 80 cents. They went to $1.64, so that went 100% right there. That was a nice little drop on that. Then I ended up grabbing SPX calls. I won't use SPX, I'll use SPY. Now, the reason I always chart SPY is, if you don't know, SPY has VWAP and SPX does not. See, I'll actually show you. So the dotted slash right here is VWAP. Now I'll bring it over to SPX. There's no dotted line right there. So you can chart SPX all you want, but to me VWAP is one of the most important indicators with SPY. So you gotta know where it is, and you can't see it if you're using SPX. You're basically trading blind. Now I grabbed let's see, SPX calls at 10:52, which is probably right here. Where did I grab it? 10:52. Right in here. Yeah, I grabbed it right there. Oh yeah, I remember this. Came back down. I grabbed it. It popped back up. I sold it within the within this candle right there. So I had the 42.90 calls at $1.15, and then went to $1.65. It doesn't look like much of a move, but SPX trades 10 times faster than SPY does. So these small little moves right here can pay 50 cents to $1, no problem. So then I ended up grabbing SPX puts, the 42.75 puts at 11:30. So right here I grabbed it. right here. Yeah, I grabbed it right here. Now I grabbed it here thinking, okay, we were gonna. I'm glad I got in and out right here, but when it came back down and retested this 200 EMA, I thought for sure it was gonna go down a lower day and break it, but it didn't. It bounced off the 200 EMA, then it rejected the RCT trend line right here. Then it came back down, so I did try to bounce a little bit, but it got VWAP, the 200 EMA, which is the blue line, the RCT trend line. You have all these clusters of moving averages and indicators right here that it was a high probability that it was going to reject. So I wasn't too worried about it. Then it came back down. So those puts I got for $2.80 went to $3.90 on this little final push down right here. Now you actually have to look at that particular time, which is right here. Just back it up a little bit. This is the area. Now I grabbed the 42.75 puts right here. Now at this point in time, SPX is trading right around 42.79. So I'm only a few dollars out of the money. So it doesn't take much for SPX to really rack up the gains when you're at the money, and it did pop a little bit. As you can see, it rejected the RCT trend line right there on the SPX too. So then it rejected and dropped. So recovered. Now, if I went too far out of the money, that wouldn't have recovered right here. So I've been trying to play closer to at the money with SPX. Because of that, there's been so much chop that if you play out of the money, that the chop is so brutal that it's not going to matter. It's just going to just smash the position. But if you buy at the money or close to the money, that it could have a nice little gain right there. So then I ended up having, yeah, that's why you need to always change your strategy based on what's been happening. And SPY has just been extremely extremely choppy. So then I ended up grabbing SPX puts again, and this was the first loss of the week at 214, which is probably right here. 214. Oh, I think what I was doing was expecting it to resist right here. Now at this point in time, I was looking at it from the point of view that this was rejecting right here at this area, the 426.80, and it's already in its dollar range, and usually SPY has been staying within a dollar range. So I think I got in it too early, and I probably shouldn't have, but oh well, it is what it is. So that was one of the first mistakes I made. I shouldn't have grabbed it just right there, just because it was rejecting there and coming back up. SPY just likes to push and keep squeezing and keep making new highs, and it's just SPY is just getting a little out of control as far as I'm concerned, with always squeezing and everything not really looking good. But it is what it is. You just have to trade the market that's happening and not what you want. So the market doesn't care what you want, it only cares what it wants. So that was Monday. Now Tuesday. Where is Tuesday? No, Tuesday. Oh yeah, this was another one I flubbed up on. Let's see. I had Facebook. Let's see. I had Facebook puts on the right here. Now, Facebook just had a monster day, a monster afternoon on Monday. It was because of their case got dismissed for antitrust. I mean, they have probably dozens of antitrust cases, and the case got dismissed. Then they turned around and said that they can refile, and if the judge thinks there's sufficient amount of evidence for a case, they like to say that. So to me, Facebook should have just dumped and lost all its gains that day. It shouldn't have even popped as much as it did, because they have so many other antitrust lawsuits going on, and the fact that they can refile is not really good news. It's probably just it got dismissed on clerical errors or something very, very stupid. So the judge evidently thought there was enough evidence for it to get refiled, so it's not out of the woods. And Facebook, to me, shouldn't have even held its gain or even popped that high, but it did. So I was looking at the next day. So I grabbed Facebook puts right at open, and it just dumped. So those Facebook puts went from, I had the 347.50 puts at $1.78 and went to 304. Probably should have swung those because Facebook ended up losing all its gains on Tuesday. So between Monday and Tuesday, I think. Let's see. No, most of its gains. Okay. Then I had SPY. Anytime you have a move that's exaggerated like that, like Facebook, like it was showing you, that ends up losing most of its gains the next day, so the day after. Now I had SPY puts at, let's see, let's get the day up here first of all, the 29th right here. I had SPY puts at 957 right here. Now I had 957, which is right in here. Now I had the 429 puts, so I bought in the money SPY puts right here, and just trying to think. Yeah, I think I was just going based off from, you had this big move on Monday, then it popped up, then I had this thing, I was pretty much trying to call the top most of the week, and the market didn't really top out, didn't really even pull back hardly at all. I mean, this is probably the biggest pullback we've had on the market this week right here. So those 429 puts did go from 95 cents to 202. Now it started to come back up. Had a false breakout right here, but it got quickly rejected and came back down. And so those puts ended up paying 100% if you held all the way through. Then I had, let's see, BABA. Oops. Let's see, which day was that? The 29th. Okay, the 29th BABA right here. Now, I was watching BABA because BABA had this huge run right here going into the weekend, Friday. So I was watching it for a pullback. I mean, every time it gets pulled away from the RCT trend line right here, it comes back and retests it. I mean, as you can see, it pulled away, chopped, and it got slammed and came back down. I mean, you trade the direction of this is pointing. I mean, if it gets too far out, you just short to it. If it gets too underneath it, you just short, play long till it gets to it. You could play that strategy all day and all night, and it will work. It just acts as a magnet. Okay, let me get to the actual timestamp. 10:14 on the 29th. Yeah, right here is where I grabbed it. Right on the push through VWAP, right there. Oh, no, I got it right here. This is the one I lost on. Now, this is where I remember. I thought I was going to grab it here, but I didn't. I grabbed it right here at the lower day, thinking that we were going to break this area of 225.50, and it didn't. It popped, and it came back down quickly. I was like, okay, it's going to break. And it didn't. It popped and broke out of this little area of 227. So I just got out and took the loss, and they went from 114 to 78 cents. So that was not what I was expecting. They had the gap down, a pop up to kind of fill the gap a little bit, and it came back down. I thought for sure it was going to break the lower day and just go to 223, but it didn't. It popped back up. Then it made a quick drop right down. And usually when it comes down to lower day and it pops back and rushes quickly back down, it usually breaks it, but it didn't this time, and it just got reversed. So that was another loss right there. I mean, that was not really a mistake. That was just just how it is. I mean, no matter what happened, the trade looked good. Yeah, it looked like it was going to fall apart right there. I mean, I could have just swung it, and I would have when I had 220, 250. Yeah, they would have gone in the money on Friday. So, I mean, I could have just swung that, and it would have worked out, but I didn't. Let's see. Then I had SPX. The end of day, 242. Well, I don't know if it was actually 242. I have to look at the room because sometimes they blend the thing. Yeah, 247 if you go in the room. They just blend the times. We'll get into the one that if you look on Twitter, I'm swinging one, and that was a stupid one to do. I'll get to that in a second. Let's see, the 29th right here. Now, I bought 4,300 calls at $3.20 at 247, which is right here. Right on this, right here when I bounced off the 200 EMA, I grabbed it, and they went from 320 to 410 on this little push up. So it does actually look like, where was 247? Make sure I get the timestamp right, because 2:47 p.m. Yeah, I grabbed it right here. I might have grabbed it, no, I grabbed it right here. I probably grabbed it at the top of this candle, and it. Oh yeah, yeah, that's probably what I did. I probably got it right in here somewhere, right in here. And they did go from 320 to 410, so almost a dollar move. I mean, I just when SPY's been so choppy, just take, if it's SPX up 50 cents to $1, just take it, because you don't know if it's going to have that massive run or not, and you just got to take what's there. Then the mistake I made on the swing was BA. At this point in time, let's see, I took BA calls on the 29th. At 12:38. Oh yeah, I remember what I did here. Yeah, 12:38. I got it right here. Now, what I was thinking was that it was going to reverse, because I had a nice little drop right here. It gapped up, came back and rejected. So I saw it bounce at the previous day's lows, and it started to bounce right here, and I grabbed it. I grabbed the 245 calls at $1.30. And then it just kept going, and I added, and just it just never really recovered. So I just kept holding it, thinking it was going to recover. Where was the day I grabbed it? Right here. This is where I grabbed it, and it really never recovered. I mean, it started to look like the next day it was gonna pop, but I really thought it was gonna bounce right here after this big drop from 251 down to 240, 239, and I thought it was going to at least bounce. Worst case, it bounced from right here, but it didn't. I mean, I guess it did a little bit, but not quite. I mean, it did drop a little more. 320, 337, and dropped to a couple dollars below, but it did bounce, but it just didn't have the bounce here that I thought it was going to have and go in the money. But I held it thinking that maybe it would gap up, and it would gap up and actually run, but it did have a good day the next day. Then it just chopped a little bit. Then it had news on Friday about the cargo plane in the ocean or in the water or something, and that just sealed its fate on BA. So yeah, that wasn't a good swing at all. Then I had BABA. Let's see. Now, BABA got me again. Well, I mean, I got out, but I just green, but it got me again. Now on the 30th, which is right here. Now I'm looking at, like I said, BABA. I'm expecting it to drop. I grabbed it at 9:34. I grabbed an opening candle. What happened was I grabbed it when it broke down, and it popped back up, and it came back down. So when it actually went green, I got out, and I had the 222.50 puts. They went from 75 cents to 83 cents. Like I said, I grabbed it because when it opened up, it charged down. I grabbed it thinking we were going to have a nice little morning dump, but it didn't. I shouldn't have grabbed it the first 2 minutes. I should have waited like I normally did, and I didn't. And it popped back up, then it just chopped, then it just dropped, and that drop is where I was actually able to get out green. So I got lucky on that one. Then I had SPX. I traded SPX like 3 times that day. So I was playing the range on SPX on this day, right here. Now I grabbed 42.90 puts at 11.04, which is right here. As you can see, it popped back up, get pre-market resistance. Well, not pre-market, but after hours resistance from overnight. Rejected right there. So I grabbed the 42.90 puts at $1.95. I dropped the 310 right there. Then I grabbed 42.85 puts at 125, and I grabbed them at 12.26, which is probably right here. Yeah, right there. Now, as you can see, we got it there. It chopped. It started to pop back up, and it just had a harsh drop right underneath these candles, right there underneath the RCT trend line. I grabbed it thinking we were going to smash right through. It was making a quick run through VWAP. They went from 125 to 150. I mean, I really thought this green candle was going to like slam and get pushed down to the 427.40 area, but it didn't. It pushed through VWAP and it quickly rebounded. So didn't get much out of that. Tiny win, but I was not expecting it to do that. I mean, it just SPY's been doing that a lot lately, and I almost fall for it almost every time, where it will make a quick run at VWAP, and it looks like it's going to slam through, and it actually does. It pierces through VWAP, then it quickly just bounces. I mean, I fell for this like I think a few times in the last few weeks, because it breaks through VWAP, and it's underneath VWAP, and it looks like it's going to dump. Then what happens is the buyers come in, and it just pushes it right back through. It's such a huge VWAP fake out, and I think I fall for it almost all the time. And I try to be patient, try not to fall for it, but I just keep thinking the market's overbought. It's at such extreme levels. VIX is so low, it's going to dump. This is the time. This is where it's going to dump. And I'm just trying to time the dump, and I'm just not doing it. And it's just not really dumping. It's just chopping. So that was just a 25-cent move. Nothing spectacular. Then I ended reversing and grabbing 42.95 SPX calls at 214, which is right here. Now, it's been bouncing off this 200 EMA. I did it at the early of the day, and it got down here. I grabbed it, and I grabbed it at 214, which is right in this candle, right up over VWAP. I grabbed it. Those 42.95 calls went from 265 to 550, and that push up, so that went 100%. So that was pretty good time playing the range. Now, like I've been saying, SPY's been staying in a dollar range, $1.50 range, so I've been trying to play the range with SPX, trying to make a little bit. Well, it's hard to predict which stock's going to be the one that actually moves versus the one that's chopping, and that's just impossible to get which one is going to actually move and which one's not. Everything's in hindsight, so I was just playing the range on SPX. Now, on July 1st, I had BABA puts. Now, oops, dumped my mic. Sorry about that. Let's see. BABA actually finally had its dump. Oh, pull it back right here. As you can see on the hourly, I've been waiting for this dump, and finally it does. I grabbed it at 9.39. It popped back up. It tried to do a fake out breakout right here over pre-market, over previous day's highs, and it just got slammed. I grabbed it right there. The 225 puts 89 cents, and it went to $3.86 for 300% win if he held it all the way through. So that was a nice little play right there. Then you had SPY puts. Let's see. SPY puts at 10.20. Okay, 10.20. Where's SPY? 10.20 right here. No. right there. I grabbed it right here. 1020, 430 puts, and SPY's trading at 429.32. So I bought in the money. It started to creep up, but it kept wicking. It kept getting rejected right over this 429.50 area. It just kept getting pop up, push down, and it finally has a knife right here. So those 430 puts went from 133 to 168 in that little push, and this is exactly what it did over here. It pierced VWAP, got down to the 37 EMA, which is right this white line, and it just bounced. It did the same thing here. SPY's been doing that, and this time I was already in it. But if I guarantee, if I wasn't already in it, right here, I would have gotten it right here, thinking, okay, this is the big one, and big knife, back to lower day, and it bounces. I would have got caught right there, but luckily it was already in it. Then I had Disney. 1103 on the first. Oh yeah, I remember this one. Let's see, 1103. This little candle right here. Now I have the support and resistance. I mean, the resistance line right here of 177. So I was eyeing that. Didn't quite get there. Then this big red candle came in right here, and as soon as it broke below this area, I think I got it right here. That I grabbed the 177.50 puts at $1.06, and then went to $1.67, and that little push down right there. So that was a nice little push. Then I had SPY puts in the day on the first. And I just kept thinking we were going to get that dump. And we didn't, though. I grabbed it at 149, which is right here. On this big push up, I grabbed it right here. Yeah, I grabbed it right here. Got this big green candle and this red candle. It came back down, then it just went against me, and I jumped out. So I had the 430 puts at 95 cents, and I jumped out at 75 cents. So SPY just keeps going and going and going, and just it doesn't want to pull back much. And I thought for sure that this was going to be a false breakout. It was going to push up hard, get all the breakout traders in, and just flush it back down to the 429.50 area, VWAP area, and it just didn't. It just dropped a little bit, and it just popped again. So it got me there. Tiny loss, so I wasn't too worried about that. Where is Friday? Now Friday was a pretty good day. Now I grabbed Disney twice. Now Disney I timed perfect on Friday. Now the first one I had on Disney is I had 177.50 puts at 44 cents at 9:45. Right here in this candle. Now as you can see, it went up into resistance of this 177.50 area. It broke out above it. It came back down. Right when it broke through resistance, and it got down to the white candle rate, the white line, which is previous day's close. I grabbed it. I grabbed the 177. Actually, I think I grabbed it. Let me just bring that time frame down a little more, so that way we can actually see exactly where I grabbed it. The 9:45. Let me bring it up a little more. 9:45. Right here. Yeah, I grabbed it right in this candle, right before it even broke previous day's close. So yeah, I grabbed it right in here somewhere, right around here. And then went from 44 cents to $1.87. If you held all the way through, right there, 300% move. Then it regained, actually, I'll get to that in a minute. Let's get to the next one. But that was 44 cents to $1.87. So that was a 300% plus move on that. Then ROKU, I like to do the trades in order based on the timestamps, so I don't confuse anyone or myself. Let's see, ROKU, I had 430 puts at 10:03. which is right here. Popped up, came back down. I was thinking right here, it gets below previous day's close, it's going to dump. It did dump right there. They went from 90 cents to $2.64, but if you held all the way through, which is basically this move right here. But I get out in this move, and it popped back out. I know a couple people in the room, they held it and got that dump right there. So congrats for them holding through the initial dead cat bounce and the consolidation, the choppiness right here. It actually paid off really nice for them. So congrats to them. They held all the way through. They had a nice little winner on that. Then I had SPX puts. Now I was trying to guess the top. I shouldn't have done that. I grabbed it at, let's see, I'll just blow up this day. 1022. 1022. Right here. Nope, 1022 right here. Right in here I grabbed it. So yeah, it was just somebody at my door. Yeah, anyways, back to what I was saying. What am I looking at? SPX. Yeah, 1022. I grabbed it right here. Now, what I was thinking was it was just chopping. It couldn't break through this area, and we're up so much. I mean, I'm thinking, okay, we just went from 412 to 4. We were almost up $20 in a week and a half, 2 weeks. So thinking, okay, maybe it's actually gonna reject right here harshly. I grabbed it at 1022 right here, and it just didn't. It just chopped and it just broke out. So I just thought for sure it was gonna come back down, and just it kept creeping up and kept creeping up, and it's just, okay, it's not gonna. SPY never goes down anymore. It just keeps going up and up and up. Then I ended up grabbing SPX puts again. This time I grabbed them at 1256, which I think is right here. Now I had this broke out right here. I was looking at it there, and then we had these 3 big green candles right here. The 3 white soldiers. Then we had this right here, and I saw a top candle, so I grabbed it. So I grabbed the 4340 puts at $1.30, and they pushed down, so they went from 130 to 150. Just a 20-cent move. It just, SPY was not giving it, so I just took it and got out. Didn't want to, and glad I did, because it would have been another loss. So then I just was like, oh, I was frustrated at this point. SPY just doesn't want to dip at all. It just wants to keep going and going, and just it just does not make sense why it's going up as much as it is based on what's going on, and it just keeps getting pushed. Why everything is not at all-time highs, and actually red or chopping, SPY is just squeezing. So I was like, okay. So then I just got frustrated at that point in time. Was about ready to call it a day. Then I was just like, okay, Disney had a big push down and it recovered. So this was actually kind of funny, because I said in the room, let's see if I can find it. I probably can't find it. No, I probably can't. But in the room, I said, I like Disney here. And it was right here at the 177.90. I said, I liked it right here. I pulled up the options chain, and I had it ready to get in. And at this point in time, the 177.50 puts I was trading at like 15 cents. So I had it up, and I said in the room, I'm looking at it right here. I like it right here. So I was just waiting a little bit of a pullback. I had the option chain up. I was watching the options come through, and all of a sudden, the options just went from 15 cents. They jumped. They jumped to 30. They jumped to 50. And I'm like, wait, what's going on? And I just jumped in. I got in at 56 cents. If I didn't have the option chain up and actually already looking at it, I would have missed it. But I didn't miss it. I had it up. I said minutes before news dropped. The news dropped about the sub count being down or something like that. And when I saw the volume come in on those particular puts, and the thing just rocket, I jumped in. I chased it. At that point in time, I was thinking, okay, it's at 15 cents. I'm getting it 56 cents. I mean, I bought it when it's already gone up 200 or 300%. I'm chasing it. Oh my God, I've chased it. So I think I just got it at a high price, then all of a sudden it just got smashed, and they went from 56 cents to $2.80. It was just great timing. But like I said, if I didn't have the option chain up and I was already looking at it to begin with, I would have never gotten it. So that was pure luck that I had everything up at that point in time. And news dropped literally within a minute or two after I said I liked Disney in the room, and I was just getting ready to get in. So that was just very, very, very lucky on that move with the news. So I know some people chased even higher than I did. They got in like 80 cents or $1, and I was just like, oh my God, I thought. And everyone's like, okay, you had a great fill. Like, at that point in time, I didn't think it was a great fill. I thought 56 cents. I chased the hell out of that thing, but I didn't. But it is what it is. It was ended up working out. So yeah, I could have probably just bought the calls on that too, but I didn't know how far Disney was going to drop. I was actually surprised that it rebounded after this bad news. It almost went green again. It went green for a second and again just ended up closing red. So yeah, Disney had a nice end of the day play. I was not expecting that. That's why you need to watch volume closely and stuff like that. So that's going to do it for the recap. Hopefully this has helped. Hopefully you're enjoying your 4th of July weekend, and hope to see you in your room. Thanks for watching.